Hello and welcome to another episode of the Off Task podcast. Today
Woo.
we will be reviewing.
Saltburn.
Yay!
Yippee.
And
Neither of
then
us sound like too excited to do this, do we?
no, it's gonna be a rough watch.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
Insert our little jingle.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
So what were your not overall thoughts, but sort of your thoughts when you were watching
Right,
this
just before we
film?
clarify, this episode will this is an episode that will require a lot of swearing. So,
Yeah,
sensitive ears, we're very sorry, but we couldn't think of a way to review this honestly, saying that.
swearing.
So,
Yeah,
Jesus fucking Christ, this film
well said.
was
Well
was a
said.
mad one.
It was ooh,
It was a film hasn't made me feel like this ever. I left. I don't know about you, but when I left the cinema, I just felt dirty.
yeah. I didn't
Like
know what to
this,
say.
I
I
didn't know
came
what
out
to think,
speechless.
feel. Yeah, it's such an experience watching this film.
I just wanted to crawl
It
up.
was unreal. Yeah, it was like I went home. I just like showered, like the
I
longest shower I've ever had,
just wanted to crawl up
to
in a
try
ball and
to try
cry.
and rub it away.
Yeah,
But it was Jesus. It was. I don't know about you, but after like so the only two I've seen this film twice now. I saw it once when we go in the cinema,
yeah,
and then I thought I'm not rewatching this film
oh.
unless we do it for the podcast.
Yeah,
And then you said you want to do it for the podcast, and I went, fuck.
yeah. That was my
Okay.
third
S-
rewatch when I was doing it for the
Yeah,
podcast. Third
second
rewatch.
rewatch. Jesus, love this film. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I feel
It's
guilty for loving it though,
yeah,
because it's
it
so
doesn't feel
weird.
right saying you love this
No,
film
yeah,
because of how messed up it is.
yeah,
But it's so good.
yeah.
Like
It's
you have to love it.
cinematic masterpiece.
There is no middle ground with this film. It is you
No,
either love it or you hate it.
yeah,
It's so dirty and disturbing that you can't find enjoyment in it. Or it's so dirty and disturbing you love that it's like that. It's such a nice change. There's no middle ground. There's no like you can find peace between those two. So I think without any like further information, we should just go straight into like the
yeah,
timeline of the film.
yeah.
Give our opinions from there. What do you think?
Yeah, I did notice something at the beginning of the film on my third rewatch.
Ooh, ooh.
It shows clips of the first half of the film before
Yeah,
it shows him before it shows Barry Keoghan or Ollie go
Ollie.
absolutely off the walls.
Yes, that was
Did you
great.
notice
Like I
that?
look, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't notice that it was only did the first half. That's awesome because I've like I said I've only seen this, but I
Yeah.
noticed like obviously the flash forwards to all the scenes. It also was like a bit mixed up as well. The first half, it didn't show it in like timeline order.
No.
It didn't look like it did anyway. It just like showed bits of the first
Mm.
half in a random order,
But that long
which
shot at
oh,
the
it's
beginning, that
amazing.
was amazing.
Loved it. It was just like it was a nice introduction to the setting of where we'd be spending the first like half an hour of the film. Doesn't
Mm,
feel like it.
no.
But the first like because it's 2 hours basically. I'm not count like 10 minutes of credits. This film is 2 hours basically.
Yeah.
And the first half, like the first quarter of this film, isn't actually spent at Saltburn. It's at Oxford, introducing us to like basically the main cast, not including the parents, because it
Yeah.
introduces us to Farley, Ollie, and Felix. Like those are all
And
three out of like the main six.
you sort of you could sort of tell that Ollie was a bit of an oddball
Yeah,
from right at the beginning.
the way he like walks through the crowd, everyone's chatting, he's just by himself, makes him
Yeah.
feel that looks like he's very isolated,
Mm,
which is a very big part of his character up until
yeah.
meeting Felix. And even when he does, Felix is like the only person that doesn't make him feel isolated, basically. Like
Yeah.
every other character's still like they don't want to hang out with him. But yeah.
Which is
So then
explainable. I wouldn't want
yeah,
to.
he's I wouldn't want to either, if I'm being brutally honest. He's
Yeah.
not the happiest chap. But
No.
yeah, before that long shot you said about we do get the title card of the film right after like the flash forward montage.
I love those graphics. I love the font in that.
It's cool fun. It's just a very quick title card.
Yeah.
It's like it's on there for like a couple seconds
Mm,
when you compare it to something like Evil Dead Rise, which makes you stare at that title
yeah.
card for like a minute.
I don't know about you,
It's just
but
very quick to get into it.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I loved it. Loved
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
definitely.
graphics
Like
on that.
the
Yeah.
color on it as well, or like the nice dark red. Mm.
It sort of they did it so it made the graphic look more grainier. Like
Yeah,
because it was fun fact. It was shot on a 35 millimeter
Yeah, film.
film.
I love the aspect ratio of this film as
Yeah,
well. Just going
yeah,
to get that on the little square and the cinematography. Before we go on, the
yeah.
cinematography is the best part about this film, in my opinion.
Impeccable.
I love the way this is shot.
Yeah,
So many of these shots, I just think I love that. I love that. I love that. It's such a good film. I can't
it
stop
is.
gushing about it. And I hate it that I'm gushing about it
Hmm.
because it's so messed up.
It's a film you
Yeah,
don't want to be one of your
loving
favorites,
it, but
but unfortunately,
it just
it's
is,
yeah.
and I can't help that. But
Mm,
anyway, continuing on, he does that long shot. He goes to his room, and this is where we get our first look at Felix
yeah.
and Jacob Lordy's character. And I'm just going to say this for every gay man and straight woman and bi man, we can all agree Jacob Lordy is hot, really
No,
hot.
no.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Oh, he's a fine man right there. I can understand why Barry Keegan was staring at him for an uncomfortable amount of time.
You know what? You remind me of Barry Keegan in this film.
That hurts. That hurts. Anyway, continue on. He sees him through the window. Felix notices him and he quickly looks away.
Yeah,
Later that night, he goes to it's like the first like meal
yeah.
of the place, isn't it?
That
And
shit looks straight out of Hogwarts.
it really does, doesn't it? Is that what Oxford actually looks like?
I wouldn't be
Because we'll never know.
surprised.
We'll never know,
No.
like. But yeah, George might. Our friend George. He looks like he'd go to Oxford.
He should hopefully be joining us next week.
He is joining us next week, but we'll get to
But
that at the end.
yeah, we'll get
We'll
to that
get
at the
yeah,
end.
that's for the end. So he goes to the dinner, and I forgot about this character completely until my second
Yeah,
rewatch.
the maths
It's
guy.
Michael. It's yeah, Michael Gavey.
Yeah,
The most out of every character we meet in this film, he's only in it for like 5 minutes, and he's
I
the most annoying character in
yeah.
this film. I hate him.
He his
Stuck up smartass.
introduction was scary. He was like,
Yeah,
"Ask
it's
me a
like
maths question."
yeah, nerd.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we meet him, and we have like they have a little weird friendship. It's kind of like
yeah.
it feels like
Friend.
it's there to pat for time more than anything. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the bit of the film I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Because
Barry, like Ollie's clearly not happy with his current situation there, and so he meets him, and then we get introduced to our next main character, Farley,
Farley. Yeah,
because he's in the thing with the counselor, and his things with
it's not
Farley.
it's not a
It's
counselor.
not a
It's like
counselor.
sort of one.
I didn't know what to call it really.
It's like a one, almost like a one-to-one session.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he's in a session with Farley,
Yeah,
and that's how we get introduced to him. And they already like straight off the bat, they have tension between them.
yeah.
Not like other tensions in this film, just like
No.
a slight hatred for each other. I don't want
Mm,
to say deep hatred
mm,
because we're not at that point yet. Even then,
no.
just in that one scene, there's that bit of tension. Then you're like,
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
where's this gonna go?
Yeah, but then it's well, the professor, he's a bit odd from what he
Yeah,
said to
yeah.
Farley. Like, don't say
Like
anything
yeah,
to your mum. I knew her,
but
but she didn't know me. What was it, like
yeah, it's a bit like.
a distant admirer, he said, or something?
Yeah, he called himself a distant, like, yeah, it
That
was a
was
bit, yeah, it was
creepy.
a bit weird that it was like, huh,
Yeah.
good for you. Crushes are a natural thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Just maybe don't tell your crush, like your previous crush's son about that.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. But
Just a
this
tad.
that sums up this entire film basically.
Yeah.
It's all off the walls. It's weird. It's
Weird.
great. Just a meeting introduction, and then we have the bit where it's like, oh, there's a Christmas party tonight.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Neither of us are invited.
does this make it a Christmas film?
No,
You sure?
no. Die
You
Hard.
sure?
Yes. Die Hard is entirely set at Christmas. That's why it's a Christmas film. I'm not getting into this argument with you now.
No. But I liked what was his name? Michael? The maths
Michael,
guy?
yeah.
He
And
said NFI,
FI, not
not
fucking
fucking
invited.
invited.
It's great. He also got him a Crunchy.
Hmm.
Shout out to Crunchies. Underrated
But
chocolate.
then he ate the country he got for him.
You did, yeah. I wouldn't take that. If you got me a Crunchy, then you ain't. I would not be very happy. Anyway, continuing on. And then the next day, he finally talks to Felix because of the bike scene. And
Yeah.
already, I love their chemistry.
Yeah.
It's so, it feels natural because we've seen Felix be such a nice guy to like everyone else. It would be
Yeah.
weird if he wasn't nice to Ollie when he's doing such a nice thing.
Yeah. and
But it
he's just like I really what is it Jacob Lorien?
Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Lordy. His
Yeah,
British accent in that
that's great.
is very good.
It's fantastic. It's nothing wrong with him as a character, his
No,
acting. It's all amazing.
yeah,
But yeah, he gives him the bike. He's like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll bring it back to you later. I'll see you around."
yeah,
And we know as an audience, this is going somewhere, right?
yeah,
If you've seen the trailer, obviously,
yeah.
obviously, though, it's going somewhere. But even if you're going in blind, something's happening between these two, just like
And
bestest of friends.
yeah, and then they're next to each other the same day when Ollie is at the pub with
Yeah.
Michael.
And then he ditches Michael because
Yeah,
he sees handsome boy Felix.
I mean, I don't blame him
I don't blame him either,
because I would
because
much rather hang out
Jacob
with
Lordy is, oh, sorry,
I'd much rather hang out with Felix than Michael.
nerd. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, he goes to the bar. He's like, he just starts drinking with them. He goes to like the bar, and he hasn't got. He hasn't. In quotation marks, doesn't have enough money
yeah.
because of what we find out later. But like Felix is so nice, he pays for him.
Hold on.
What?
Sorry. I'm just looking at the producers. Margaret Robbie
Margaret Robbie. Yeah,
produced
I was going to
this.
bring that up
It
at
was
the
one
end.
of the
She
producers.
was one of
Yeah.
the main producers on this. Yeah.
It's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, that was that was going to bring that up, weren't you? Fine.
She should have been Venetia.
No,
Mm,
no. The sister was already hot enough. They couldn't have if they'd have put Margaret Robbie in, it would have been too much for us. Right. But yeah, so obviously they have like the bar scene, and then we just have a nice little montage of them becoming better friends.
yeah.
And it's great.
I love the montages throughout this film.
Yeah.
They're
It's all
so
just
like
it's just out there.
you just wanna be there.
Yeah. It looks so much fun.
Yeah.
Even when you know shit's going fucked up later in the film, even the
It's
montages are still like, ooh, it's
I'd
fun.
be there.
There's a lot of them drinking. We have the montages, group at the bar, and then they become better friends. But also in that montage, we get the Ollie says to Felix about his parents having
Oh
mental
yeah.
problems, which should we just say it now? Spoilers, obviously,
Yeah. Well,
but this was a
if
lie.
you're coming here, then we
It's
expect you
spoilers,
to
obviously.
watch the
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
But yeah,
But obviously, this is a lie. We find out later, and it's one of like the biggest things in the film.
yeah,
But we'll get more into that later.
yeah,
So that's about the parents, and then we have our like last scene with Michael, where he's like, "You'll get bored of him. He'll
yeah.
get bored of you."
And he said
And he put,
bootlicker. Yeah.
yeah, it's like
I was like,
it says,
damn, shots being
yeah,
fired.
fired. Yeah, and that's all we see of him after that.
Yeah,
No more Michael, which I was expecting him to appear. I was like that party scene at the end was part of
yeah,
me expected him to appear.
yeah,
Like after rewatching it, I was like, and remembering that because like I said, I completely forgot about his character
yeah,
after the
no,
first watch. But I remember thinking during the cinema, oh, what if he appears here and we get like a scene with him? It's like how
yeah,
like this is what your life has become. That would have been it either been good or if they did it right, but if done wrong, it would have just felt too much
yeah,
for the
yeah,
ending,
no.
I think. So obviously we have the last scene of him, and
Don't think
then we
it's
have
like a
so
little
go on.
house party, isn't it? I like that bit.
What?
You know, at the house party where that kid is talking up this girl.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
He's like, I
I've
wanted a
been
hand
chirp
job.
I've been chirping her for an hour. I was at least
Yeah.
expecting a hand job. And the guy next to him goes, we all want a fucking hand job.
Fucking hand job. Get yourself like an estate and a
Yeah.
name, and then you get one. Yeah, the scene with Michael happens, and then we get one of my weirdly favorite shots in the film, and it's just him staring through the window
Yeah.
at Felix getting it
You,
on with that girl.
you don't notice it's there until you see the light, the red light of the cigarette.
Yeah, 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 because you see like it happening, then
And even
yeah,
then you're not too sure, but then it
oh,
cuts
yeah, to him outside,
yeah,
and it's that wide shot of like you can see him
yeah,
and the window,
yeah,
and that is like top three favorite shots in the film for me. I
yeah,
love it. It's so well done. Just the lighting from the window all looks so natural in
yeah,
like the night. Chef's kiss. It's great. So yeah, and then he has this like argument with Felix because
yeah.
I don't think it's the next day, but it's a few days later, isn't it? And he's like, it's so hot, the heat's getting to him.
Yeah,
He says like, oh, they'd rather keep their like wooden aesthetic or something like that than put in
yeah,
air conditioning.
yeah. And
But
then
yeah,
Ollie tries to clean up for him, then Felix just
yeah,
snaps.
yeah,
And the scene after this is quite sad because Ollie was just waiting for a phone call or something or a message all day, and he didn't
Yeah,
get anything. So he went to the pub to find
yeah, he does.
Felix, and Felix notices him, I think, or he might
He
not. But
does.
yeah,
I yeah, I can't remember. But
but
Oliver
then
definitely notices Felix
yeah,
and he leaves.
but
And
it's
we
so
get that.
sad. Yeah, that night shot of the long night shot, and he keeps
This
looking
film
back.
is so well
Yeah,
shot. It's unreal. I
yeah,
love it. Because you would like to be a DOP one day, wouldn't you?
oh yeah, oh
So
yeah.
this is very much a film for you, isn't it?
Oh yeah. This was
This is, but it's so well shot. It's unreal.
notes were taken.
And then he goes back and he's with that girl that
Mm,
Felix was meant to meet.
yeah.
And they start getting on and he says something. I can't remember what he says.
He says,
I should have probably written that down.
she said, "Do you think he'll be jealous?" And then Ollie
Mm,
said, "I don't think it would even fucking register." And then
yeah.
she got
And
up and left. And I was like, "Come on. You could have at least just
immediately
said yes and you could have got laid." But no. And
that all
then
happened.
is it the next day or a few days later, Ollie goes around to Felix and says, goes crying up to him and
It's
says, "My dad's died."
that yeah, it's like another few days later. This
Yeah.
entire like half an hour is set.
Yeah.
Couple days, it feels like. Because it's like their entire time at Oxford is
Yeah.
in this first half an hour,
Yeah. From
basically.
probably I think it's from September to June or July.
It'll be like our school years,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, it'll be about June, July-ish. Because the entirety of the rest of the film set in summer.
Looking
You
back on
get
this is
mm,
him saying his dad died. Another spoiler, beware.
yeah.
I think he said that just because they had an argument and he was sort of distancing himself. Felix was
Yeah,
distancing
yeah.
himself.
He was guilt tripping him basically into
Mm,
being his friend. It's
yeah.
like, pity me. My dad's died.
Mm.
Be my friend. I'm so lonely.
And he's so
That's
sweet
part of
for Felix is so sweet for sort of helping him out
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Felix is such a nice guy. It's like
Mm,
he's like the best person in this movie, basically.
yeah.
Like just as normal human beings go, or good human beings, because
He's
there's not a lot
probably
of that in this film.
no,
So
no.
yeah, he has like the little cry, and then we get graduation. The school year's done.
Yay.
Huzzah! They're so happy, and then they have the little party. Farley makes comments about his tux and not
Yeah.
being a real human being.
Well no,
Jesus, I hate Farley.
he said you almost pass.
Yeah, as
So
like
he
a
I
real
think
human being.
Farley's
Yeah.
sort of growing on him maybe.
He
But
definitely seems to grow on him throughout the film, like
yeah,
in bits. It's so weird because there's scenes where he like downright despises him,
yeah,
and scene where he sort of likes him,
yeah,
but he only like sort of likes him when it's just him and Ollie. I don't know if you noticed that.
yeah,
Every scene where it's just them two, it's like he's kind of okay with him or he likes him.
yeah,
Whenever there's other people around, he hates him.
yeah.
It's a weird thing because there's no like real context on it.
No,
It's just like in front of other people, he hates Ollie.
yeah.
He's not an Ollie fan.
It's just that
Alone,
facade of being in quotes cool.
and then we have the graduation. Ollie's like, okay, let's go do our own thing instead of going to this party. And they throw
Wait,
the
no,
stone
no,
in the
no, no,
river.
no. Ollie doesn't
No,
say
what
that.
have I missed?
Felix does.
Not Ollie, Felix. Yeah,
Yeah.
Felix says that. Felix, sorry. You know, I'm
Bless
bad
it.
with
This is
characters
why I
and
love
names.
Felix so much. He ditches the party to
Matty,
go to
do a nice thing.
yeah, to just sit with Ollie for the whole night.
He's
And
so nice.
I know, like
Great. Jacob. Oh, as straight as you can be, you've got to see something in Jacob Lordy. Come
no
on.
comment.
Exactly.
No
See,
comment.
gotcha. Felix and Ollie like spend the night together. He's like, I don't want to go home, Ollie says. And Felix, and then this film actually gets set into motion when he says, come home with me,
Come to
basically.
Saltburn. Come back to
Come to
Saltburn with
Saltburn.
me.
And this is where the film really starts to get into its main story.
Yeah, starts to kick off.
Really. He does. He agrees. He's like, okay, I'll come to Saltburn with you.
He
And
doesn't do
then a
it
few
like
days.
straight away though.
No, it takes
He,
him some
yeah,
convincing.
which
But just for a quick sum up, that's basically
yeah,
yeah. So he's going to Saltburn
mm.
with Felix and to meet the rest of his family for the summer because he doesn't want to go home to his
The
parents.
whole family is just so funny.
I love them all. We'll get into that in a second though.
Yeah,
So he gets like the train up there. He gets there and the butler is like, "You got an earlier
you're
train.
early.
You're early because he's
Yeah,
got an earlier train." But it's like, "We sent someone for you. The gate wasn't open."
they're very
And
sort of old-fashioned,
very
and
stuck up is
yeah,
is what I thought about him. It's like it immediately sets the tone for like the rest of the mansion outside of the family.
yeah. But we
If that
don't
makes
see
sense. So,
the outside of the
no,
mansion
that's what,
until the
like
very, very end.
yeah, but like the mansion as a
Yeah,
whole, like all the inside. Also, I just want to mention the mansion for a second. It's fucking incredible, the set design.
it's
this
beautiful.
feels like a mansion.
Yeah.
Every room,
Well,
like that tour,
was it not filmed in that house?
it was, but like you see a lot of films where it's just set of a mansion. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a mansion. It's
But
you can tell
this,
it's a set. This entire thing is done so
yeah,
well. Like he has that tour of the mansion.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
So he gets to the mansion, he meets the butler, Felix shows him around, and it's like,
I love the bit
okay,
where
this,
Felix says, I accidentally fingered my cousin here. I was caught
yeah,
so off guard by
off
that. I was
guard.
like,
Yeah,
huh?
and that's just a nice little hint of the weird shit that's
Yeah,
to come.
yeah.
Again, I apologize for swearing in this, but it is a film we can't do without it.
No, it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
So, and he's like, we're going to be sharing a bathroom. Oh, he did not know how wrong he was to do that.
Oh God.
Felix's worst mistake in this film might have been doing that. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
But before
It's like,
that,
this is,
it's
yeah.
the introduction to the family.
No, it's after.
No,
He shows him
it's
the house and
before.
then meets the family.
Yeah. So shows him the house, meets the family. That's where we
Family.
get Elsbeth. We see Venetia for the first time, Pamela.
Sorry.
I'm with you on that.
Sorry, sorry, the cast of this film is so hot, it's unreal. Besides, like, even Barry Keegan's not that bad, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
But like Richard E. Grant is the dad, good looking
Yeah.
old guy. The mum and the sister. Pamela's meh. Pamela's probably the worst, but like that sets her apart from the rest of the family, in my opinion. She's very much
Yeah.
of an outlier. And
Yeah.
you see that very quickly. I think that was done on purpose. Just gonna
Yeah.
throw that out there. She was made to not look as good as the rest of the family, so she to show she doesn't fit in.
That's nice.
But, well, she doesn't, does she? That's like
Yeah.
we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, he meets the rest of the family. They're all talking about him, and then he comes in,
Mm,
and Farley's like, "Oh, we were talking about you." Mum's so nice. She's like, "No, he wasn't.
yeah.
We would never do such a thing. Farley, you're a liar. Fuck you, Farley."
Farley's also sort of an outcast because
Outlaw, yeah,
we came in, we saw him sitting at the back of the room, whereas everyone
away
else
from
was
the
at the
rest of the
front.
family,
Yeah.
socializing, watching the TV. He was there on his laptop. So yeah, and then we get introduced to the family. They're all off the bat. I already love every character in the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mum is so sweet to him. She's like, "Oh,
I
you're
know.
beautiful,"
She's very
and we already,
nosy though. She's very
yeah,
nosy.
she is. It's like, tell me everything, nothing will shock me.
Yeah.
But like even Felix makes comments about her character. She's like, maybe you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Maybe she is. We don't know yet.
No.
That's all to come because this is our first introduction to her. She
Yeah.
could easily be lying to Oliver and us as an audience. We'll
Yeah.
find out later.
Yeah.
But the dad's immediately like, "Hello, I love you, Richard E. Grant. You're such a good actor." The dad is one of my favorite characters in the film, if
So
not my
funny
favorite.
in
He's
this.
so fun.
Yeah.
It's at the end when he switches up. I hate it because I was so used to this fun character in this messed up
Yeah.
film.
Well,
It's like,
he still doesn't go full on
yeah,
angry, but
mental.
it's
Eat
very
the pie.
much, yeah. Well, that's explainable.
Yeah, but we'll get
But
again
yeah.
later. So they have dinner. So they go down. It's a black tie for dinner, which Ollie's like weirded out by a bit.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite shots in this film here because
Mhm.
it's like a upside down shot sort of thing. Do you remember
Mhm.
that shot of the dinner plate
Yeah,
and
yeah,
him and just showing the reflections? I
yeah.
love that.
No, you're absolutely right. This, like we said, this entire film
Mm.
is amazing to look at. And then we get the dinner scene. The main thing that happens to the dinner scene is like they clearly want rid of Pamela.
Yeah.
They're so like,
Very
"Oh, lovely
clearly.
little flat. I'm in my massive fuck off mansion,
Yeah.
but your little flat sounds lovely. It's much." She
Oh,
even uses excuses like it's much less cleaning.
yeah.
It's like
And she says, "Well,
this.
I used to live in a bed sit in my 20s.
Mhm.
Oh, the fun." Something along those lines.
Yeah, but she says it so obnoxiously.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
it's starting. We're getting revealed some more of these characters' actual personalities and traits.
Yeah.
It's great, and that's the main thing that I caught from the dinner scene is they're getting rid of Pamela. They're trying to anyway.
Yeah. Because
She's been like she even says she met like this guy she's talking to in rehab and stuff. So we know she's
who's
like a recovering
who's
drug addict,
who sounds like a Russian drug lord,
basically. Yeah.
which is fun.
So yeah.
We never meet this character, but I'd love to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Saltburn 2 when
Yeah.
Saltburn 2 Electric Boogaloo when. So then dinner happens and he goes back to his bedroom and he sees is it Venetia?
Yes,
Pronouncing it right?
Venetia
Outs
sitting outside because we off the bat we know Venetia has a little crush on Ollie.
Yeah, she even
There's
said even the mum says, yeah, in that first scene, she's been like strutting around all day hoping to see you.
yeah, And as soon as Ollie sees her, she sort of
Yeah,
does a little giggle,
laugh.
doesn't she? Yeah,
Yeah. So he sees her outside, she goes outside, they have a little talk. She
yeah,
says the tagline of the film, which was nice. It's we're all about to lose our minds, something like that.
yeah.
And
Also,
it's right.
Barry
N-
Keegan's workout.
when are
Work.
we getting this?
What does Cinema Wins say? Barry, what is it? The actor's name then? I
You're
don't know.
watching more than I do.
Yeah,
But
he
anyway,
says something
what
along those lines.
Harry Keegan's built.
Yeah,
He's still
like
he's coming off his workout schedule from Eternals, clearly.
yeah, definitely. Was
So
he was in Eternals?
he was in Eternals, yeah. He played Druig. That was the first
Jurek.
thing I saw him in. Druig,
Oh.
yeah, the mind control guy.
Why
He was
couldn't
like
he have been normal normal in this film like he was in that film?
he wasn't normal in that film.
Oh, but
He was like the most messed up Eternal. His whole
well,
I'm gonna go into Eternals for a second now. He was like, oh, I want to save the human race rather than just like stop the bad guys who were sent here. And he
yeah,
does. He leaves them to help people. He's like the most human Eternal.
yeah, but like he doesn't sort of waltz around with his cock out.
No, obviously not, because that was a Marvel film and we couldn't
Yeah,
have that.
why couldn't he? Why couldn't that be in this film? Why couldn't Marvel have made this?
Because he wasn't an Eternal in this film. Getting sidetracked. So anyway, he goes outside. Then we start getting the first hints of like the sexual tension between those two. Is the point of that scene?
Yeah,
Like we know something's gonna happen there. Just
yeah,
it's a case of what and when.
yeah. What and when?
And then he goes back to his room. Do you want to do this scene?
It's not that scene yet because I'm looking at my
Yep, yep,
notes.
yep, yeah. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry, I missed the note. I missed the note.
Next, we have
Continue.
the this is
Cornfield
when
scene,
it's
right?
getting right into the yeah.
He goes to the coffee. It's like, you want to come in? Panties off,
For a
and he
small
does.
guy, everyone's reaction to Ollie's, dingling,
Giggling.
yeah,
You can say,
is
oh, we've said fuck more times than we can count. You can say penis.
yeah, no, but it's weird to say.
All right, I'll say. Their reaction to Ollie's penis is like, ooh. And Venetia clearly sees something she likes.
Yeah,
And so does Farley, and so does Felix.
yeah,
Hint, hint for later in the film. So it goes, and then we get like a nice little montage of just fun.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
fun at Saltburn. This is like the most fun they'll have for the rest of the film because it all goes
yeah,
hits up from here.
yeah,
It's like, but it's nice. We get like the characters connecting. We get some beautiful shots of the little like pool lake thing they have. It's so well done. There's a load of scenes of that in the trailer. I think that's how they ended the first trailer. That shot of the pool,
yes.
great. I love it.
Is this where we find out that what's her name? Pamela's died?
No, no, that's in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. So, but the next scene is he's in
Ollie,
his room,
yeah,
Ollie, and he looks through the little gap in the door to the bathroom between his and Felix's room. And what
and
does he see Felix doing?
he sees Felix having a tug on his slug.
You could just say like having a wank in the bath
Yeah,
or whatever works for you.
a
Very
tug on
polite,
his.
Ark. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
But yeah, he's having a wank in the bath, and Felix
Watches.
is
No,
enjoying the
Ollie
view.
watches.
But Ollie is enjoying the view, and then he goes into the bath after Felix is done
And
and has yeah, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, you did that. You did that perfectly. Yep. He has a little slurp slurp on Felix's leftovers, and this is where we really start to see how disturbing the rest of this film's going to be.
this is where it sort of snaps into play. Like,
Yeah, like each section really just kicks the film into motion more,
yeah,
and it's done so well. And then we get the scene with the mother you mentioned,
yes,
where we find out Pamela, she gone. She will not be joining them for dinner that night, and that's like the main bit of the scene. But the other bit from the scene is the weird flirting with the mother
wait,
that he
no, no,
has.
no, 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 no. Pamela left ages ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but Pamela's died.
Oh yeah, when we're joining them for dinner tonight.
Pamela
Yeah.
died at the end of that montage.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to say, but you were like, I'll get to
Yeah.
that.
Oh, but yeah, he has the weird flirting with the mum. It's like it must be hard for Venetia. And why is
Yeah,
that? Because you're so fucking beautiful in my Barry Keegan accent.
yeah. Well, he was actually scouse for that, but
Well, I'm doing a Barry Keegan. Anyway, and then it's just disturbing scene after disturbing scene now, isn't it?
yeah, he was like,
'Cause what?
this scene is when he, I'm a vampire. Lucky for you,
Yeah.
I'm a vampire.
Oh, it's so bad.
He's so intimidating as well in that scene. He just goes up
Yeah,
to her and says, I heard you've not been eating.
yeah.
And it's just like,
this is like I don't know about this is my most disturbing scene in the film. I hate thinking about this one for some reason.
No,
Of
compared to
everything in the film,
compared to Ollie slurping up that drain water after
I
Felix, just
weirdly I can deal with that. This is like, oh, I'm a vampire. It's like
it's like
it's
cringy,
the
really
period.
fucking
Yeah,
cringy.
it's the fucking period blood as well.
Oh,
On its mouth, I hate it. Oh, it's so.
yeah.
Okay, that's enough of this scene. I'm done.
I do have one note
Unless
though.
you,
What
okay.
I would have preferred to see, when he got in the bath, I would have preferred to see I would have preferred to see some like blood come off of his mouth. Like you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
it's like the
yeah,
red go like it's like bits of it just like going
coming off.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was just on his face, which for
yeah.
me,
But he's so
yeah,
flirty when he goes down as well. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing out here? Oh, it's my house. I can go wherever I like." But you're in like a see-through night
yeah.
dress under my
You
window.
decide to walk past my window wearing a
Yes.
see-through night dress. I mean, hey, my window's always open if you
Yeah, yeah,
if you ever want to walk past
yeah.
past
I
my
haven't
window.
haven't been shutting my curtains
You know
in a
what? Don't
while,
don't bother
actually.
with the night dress. Don't bother with the night dress.
Don't
It's
even
it's
bother with the
warming up.
night.
It's warming up. You'll be fine.
We're we're
I'll,
such degenerates.
I'll
So yeah, what's the next? But
um
it's planning his party and the party with the
no,
Henrys.
yes,
No?
but in the middle of that, so it's breakfast.
Oh yeah, it's breakfast, but it's the same scene. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
and
he's like force feeding her.
then we find, well, we already knew because we could see Farley sort of looked out the window and said, you silly little boy," or something.
Something
And
along them
then
lines, yeah.
Farley told Felix what happened, or not all what happened, but part of what happened. And
Hmm.
Ollie was smart for this. Ollie just sort of went, because Felix was visibly pissed off at
He went, no,
Ollie. Yeah.
it with a no,
What did he
no way,
say? He
Jose.
said,
I would
I
never do
didn't
that.
I didn't want to embarrass Venetia.
Venetia, yeah, because he
Yeah.
lies and basically says she was drunk and she came onto him.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was the other way round.
But
And
the way he
then,
said it was so believable
yeah, he was, wasn't it? He's
because
such a good liar.
yeah.
And yeah, I hate that. He's
Hmm.
such a bad person, and I hate that. I love his character.
Yep.
He's so manipulative. The amount of gaslighting he does in this film, it's unreal.
This should have been called
But
the
Barry,
gaslighting.
yeah, but Barry Keoghan plays it so well. It's
It
so
was
good.
amazing in this film.
Yeah. Also, I just want to go back to that dinner scene and give
Mm,
a shout out to Richard E. Grant, where
mm,
he's like, "Oh, see dress. I can wear
yes.
my suit of armor." He does not deserve to be in this family. He's so
No,
nice.
bless him.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the argument with the Felix and Ollie. It's not really an argument, it's just that scene you mentioned.
Yeah,
And then we have the Henry's dinner, unless I'm
yeah.
missing something else.
No, but
Nope, Henry's dinner.
we meet the oldest Henry, I think's wife,
Yeah,
and she just sounds fed up. Like
yeah,
it's like she married him just for the money, and
yeah.
that is clearly visible. She doesn't care about him. She doesn't care about her children with
Children, just
him.
the money.
Just the money.
Yeah. But that shows it's a good way to show this whole not even this family dynamic, but the dynamic around the family as well.
Yeah,
Like money and power it's not
plays a
as
big
big,
part.
yeah, but yeah, it really does. Thinking about the ending
Yeah,
and the whole thing, yeah,
it
this
really
whole thing
does.
could be centered about money and power if you're looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
so
we
many
get the
perspectives to look at this
to
from.
look at this film. It's such a good film. Before we continue, I just want to say how big of a crime this is. That this got 0 Oscar nominations.
No.
0.
What?
I only realized, yeah, I was looking through the Oscars when they released the other day, and one of the first things I noticed after seeing obviously Ryan Gosling got nominated for Rock Ken and I'm Just Ken,
Yeah, he was pissed off
sobbing.
about that.
He's not happy about it. But this got 0 nominations, nothing for like set design, writing, adapted screenplay, best picture,
Cinematography. Yeah, best
best
picture.
yes, cinematography, best actor, best supporting actor, best supporting actress, best supporting everything.
Best
Not one
director.
nomination.
Nothing.
Not
Best
one nomination,
soundtrack.
man. Yeah. But no, best original. There's not really one. There's best original song, and this didn't really have any.
Ah,
I do like the soundtrack because this is set in
yeah,
2006,
yeah.
which is a great concept on its own. 2006, like not many people think to set a film in the early 2000s
No.
because we're
Well,
so used to
especially well, it
sorry,
was
we're so
set
used to
18
80s
years
and
ago.
90s. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. We're getting so far away from the early 2000s. It makes sense to
yeah,
start setting films then.
yeah.
Like this film happened would have happened 18 years ago if it had been real.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
2006, that was the year we were both born.
Yeah,
That's
that's
mad.
mental.
Anyway, so we have like the karaoke scene,
Mm.
and this is what I meant before when I said Farley and Ollie when they're together, they're dead nice.
Yeah.
It's like you can always talk to me, Farley.
Well, before that,
Every,
he
every
says you're missing sort of a very big weird part. Farley
yeah,
says, what was it? Who would you rather fuck out of these three kings?
yeah, he
And
does,
then
doesn't he?
he says his
There's
what Richard the Third or something. And
yeah,
then Ollie turns around to him and says, "Or you could just fuck me." I was like,
game is game,
"Whoa."
game is game, right? But yeah, it's like then that's what I mean. They have that nice, they have that weird conversation. It's like always talk to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he gets up and puts on the song, doesn't he? Farley does.
yeah.
Oh my God.
That
And he's like,
was
dickhead.
yeah,
That song is like, this is your song, Farley, come finish it. Because it's a song about like taking advantage of someone, I believe.
yeah.
It's like you pay my
Which
rent and everything.
which is what Farley and
And Ollie
um
do to this
Ollie are
family.
doing. Yeah,
So, but Farley just owns it.
yeah,
He's like, this is your song. And Farley's like, okay. And he just sings along willy-nilly.
yeah. Then after that, is that after that?
Sorry, I'm just looking through my notes of where we're at.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
so
think
am
it
I.
Farley tricks Oliver with song. Oliver and Farley. Then
Oh,
Oliver and Farley fuck.
yeah. I was not expecting that. I can't lie.
This is a very uncomfortable scene to watch
Yeah,
because of the way it goes in. It's like you're going to misbehave anymore. It's like, yes. It starts like jacking him off. So weird. I've got
yeah.
to be upfront about all this. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat this film.
No,
It's so just out there with all of it. You don't even see it on screen, but like the motions he's doing, it's like, oh, you know what's happening.
you know
The way
what's
he's
happening.
talking, the way he's lying on him. It's yeah. And then I don't want to talk too much about that scene. It's so weird.
Yeah. Moving
And
on.
the next day, Farley's been kicked out.
Yeah,
He's been kicked out.
because
He sent an email, didn't he? Which again, spoiler alert, we find out Ollie sent
because
when after like they'd finished their little session.
Ollie saw Farley as a threat,
Yeah.
and he just
So
wanted to get rid.
yeah. So he does. And it's like and the parents like Venetia, Felix and Ollie are talking about it, like, oh my God,
Hmm.
why would he do this? And the parents just come out, it's like nothing's happened.
Yeah. Well,
They don't
that's what
care.
they do for the whole film, sort of.
Don't
If anything
yeah.
bad happens, they just sort of
Become
act.
oblivious
Yeah,
to everything. It's so weird.
yeah.
And yeah, and they're like, don't they say they're going like to London for Pamela's funeral?
Was that then?
I swear that was then.
I thought it was at the end of that montage.
No, this that and then the montage happens.
No,
They
before
say
that.
I've got in my notes that they say about it.
Oh yeah, because Farley's not there, is he? Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have the other montage. But this one's a lot more. It's got a very different vibe to the first montage.
It's
It's
solely
it's more chill, in my opinion.
yeah, but it's
It's very
solely
brought down.
focusing on Felix.
Yeah, it really is. It's like okay, he's the next. Like that could have easily been foreshadowing
He's the next
to
victim.
Ollie's plan. He's the
Yeah,
next threat that Ollie has to get rid of.
yeah.
If you've noticed, he's knocking them out one by one.
Wait, no. That's not why.
No. Mm.
Um, because after that, it's Ollie's birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Felix takes Ollie to his parents' house because Felix
Oh, I
answered the
hate.
phone
Yeah, he's like, we're
for
going on
him.
a trip for your birthday. It's a surprise. And he takes him to his parents because he answered the phone from us in the bathroom. His mum hadn't seen him in ages. She was worried. And he
Yeah,
goes there. And this is where
we
all the
find
lies
out.
start to get revealed.
Yeah, Ollie's
Yeah.
parents aren't actually addicts. His dad isn't dead. He has what, two or three sisters?
Yeah, he has siblings. He has like, he's lied to his parents saying he's like the top scholar at
Yeah,
Oxford.
on the rowing
He's in the
team, all
team.
these other teams, like
Yeah, he's doing so much. And he's not. He's
mm-mm.
just drinking
Yeah.
and
Well, he probably
barely
is
passing his
doing.
exams.
Is he barely passing, or do we
It
ever
seems
find
like
that
he
out?
is. It seems because they have that scene at the start. It's like I can't miss the exams
No, that's because that's
because of his
him.
parents died. But even then, yeah,
I think that was him just guilting Felix even
we
more.
never really see anything about it. Like
No.
he looks like he studies, but a lot of the time it's a lot of
But as
partying and
soon as
shit.
we go to Saltburn, we don't hear any. We don't have
Yeah, that's what I
anything
mean.
from.
That's what I was saying about earlier, the first half an hour of this movie just being about introducing us to
Mm,
Felix, really.
yeah. Do you mean
And
Ollie?
then Ollie and Felix. No, I meant
Ollie and
Felix. Ollie
Felix.
and I meant Felix. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what's gonna because he really pushes the plot forward. And then they go back and they have the argument. It's like, why would you lie to me about this? I don't know. It was just a stupid thing to say. Like
Yeah.
it's a fucked up thing to say. Was what I believe the argument was, something like that.
Yeah. And then what does Felix say? He says, your party's it's too early, it's too late to cancel your party.
Yeah,
But by the time you're,
after this, you're leaving.
yeah,
Basically, he wants him out,
yeah,
which is fair.
I don't blame him
You
at
can't
all.
blame Felix for anything really in this film.
Mm-mm.
It's all Ollie.
Yeah.
So they have an argument, and then it's it. The party begins, and this lasts for like the next like 20 minutes of the film,
Yeah.
basically.
This
Is this
party is
party.
wild though.
It's amazing. I'd love to go to this.
Yeah. I love the sort of
It's like,
redness
yeah.
of everything because it just shows like how angry.
Mhm.
Although Ollie doesn't show it
Yeah.
through the lighting and cinematography, you can show he's furious.
And
Then
then
leads
there's the
up
bit during
to
the party. He goes to like Felix and he's doing cocaine or
no,
some other white substance.
I don't think Felix is doing it,
He's
but
in a room with a group of people that are doing it. He's doing
yeah,
it, all right.
but it
Sorry.
doesn't actually
It
show that
it doesn't show him
because
he's
the
doing it because
family is very against drugs.
yeah.
They're fine with
But
smoking, drinking, but drugs is a no-go.
yeah, but even then I don't he's in a room with people doing it. I'd expect him to be doing it.
Just
We see
because
the Farleys.
just because he has more self-control than your youth and they doesn't mean
Shut up. No, but even then, it's like, and then we find out Farley's back for the party.
yeah,
He's in that
which
weird outfit.
shows how observant Ollie is just
Yeah,
by
it's like,
telling by the signet ring.
yeah, it's great.
Mm.
He's like, this, Farley gives him this like a whole speech about this is just like a one-off for you. You will never have this again.
Yeah, this is just like a dream.
Basically, yeah. It's like,
And
then
then
you wonder how to ever get back to it.
we see Farley sniffing some substance, which plays a big part later on in the
Yeah.
film. But we'll get
Um,
to that. We'll get to that.
another big scene I thought from the party was when no one knows his name during the birthday song.
Yeah, that was
Like he's so
awkward.
isolated
Yeah,
that not even like anyone there knows his name because Felix and Farley weren't there in that scene.
yeah,
It's like, for some reason I feel bad for him in that scene.
yeah,
I can't help but not feel bad for him, but I
yeah.
don't want
No,
to
no.
because he's such a dick.
And then
And
after
we get like
that, this
just a
is
bit of a
where
montage of the party.
yeah,
Just a
but
few more
then this is
people
where it
walking around.
really
We've
kicks
said that
off.
like 7 times.
No, this is the bit where it steps up a whole new
Hmm
level, a whole 20, 40 steps. Because this is
He
where
he sees Felix going into the maze,
yeah, and follows him
and he
in there.
waddles along after him.
I don't know if he's actually drunk or if he's pretending to be drunk
Yeah,
at this point. I
because
really
yeah,
don't know.
I feel like he is drunk. We've seen him drink enough
Yeah,
that he's at least like somewhat drunk.
yeah.
He has to be.
And then
Not even because of his actions, just because of how much we've seen him drink.
he has a
And
go at Felix.
but he catches him fucking first, doesn't he? Felix is trying to get on this girl,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh," he interrupts it, and Felix has a go at him for that.
yeah,
And then we get their little argument,
yeah. But bless
and
Felix, he's still so nice, even though he's
yeah,
royally pissed off. He's like, because Ollie goes and throws up, and he says like better now in a sympathetic tone, like he
yeah.
really sort of cares about him.
I'm sorry, you can cut the sexual tension between these two in this scene with a knife.
Oh yeah, like
They're so up in their faces.
I was expecting Ollie to just make out with Felix.
Felix, yeah, and then Felix push away. It looked like it was going to happen, but
Yeah,
it didn't.
no,
And then the little argument is like, I know who you are now. Basically, Felix says that to Ollie, doesn't he?
yeah,
Or at least I don't know who you are, but I know what you are.
yeah. A
Um,
pathological liar.
Basically, yeah. I can't think of anything else that happens at the party.
Other than Ollie gives Felix his drink,
The wine,
champagne.
champagne, whatever. It's booze.
Yeah, Felix
Give him
drinks
that, yeah.
it, which would be his
Uh-oh,
ultimate mistake.
demise. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the next morning he wakes up very hungover. Ah, and it's such a good scene
yeah. Everyone's
when
just panicking around.
he's giving his monologue and he comes onto
Yeah.
the balcony in his dressing gown. It's such an iconic shot from this film.
Oh yeah,
And Felix is found dead in the maze.
yeah. It's like he plays off him being in shock so well. Bless his dad. Bless Felix's dad.
Yeah.
Because he's just
He's like, help me move him.
he's in denial. He just thinks, oh, he's had a bit too much to drink. He's just fallen asleep
Yeah.
outside. But no,
It's so sad.
he's dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
Sorry to break it to you, but and then we get the pie scene.
Yes. Oh my God. I just want to talk about the lighting in this scene.
Oh my God, gorgeous. I think I
When they
made a
cut,
note of
when it's
this.
when they, I did. I made like a load of exclamation marks. It's
Yeah.
when they shut the curtains because it's like we need to move the body past the window,
Yeah.
and they shut the curtains, and he's struggling to shut the last one. It's like just shut the fucking curtain,
Yeah.
and
That's
he
where
like
you see
pulls
him
it.
snap.
The dad really start to snap in the scene, and the light. You know how much I love like red lighting in a scene.
Yeah. And
Never
this is
get over it.
just the
It's
reddest
so
lighting.
good the way it's done, and it's matching like death.
Yeah. And
He's just
when
died,
Venetia pouring that glass of red wine, she just keeps
and she's just
pouring and
pouring.
pouring and pouring
Every character's just
out of
fucked
it.
over. Yeah, they don't know what to do. Understandably, obviously,
Yeah.
because
That's
Felix was kind of the one that brought them all together.
yeah. But
With
one of
that, with
the
him gone now,
yeah, they're all just sort of one of the
separated.
footmen go and throw up, don't they?
Yeah,
And so
they
does
do. Farley,
Elizabeth.
wasn't it?
No, Elizabeth. She
What does
goes like
Yeah, Farley just cries.
yeah, she just
Yeah.
Elspeth just sort of gags a bit
Oh,
in her
yeah.
handkerchief.
It's such a good scene.
Yeah.
It's just so messed up.
And then we get the scene of Farley saying, "Does anyone else think it's weird that Ollie's still here?"
Yeah. It's
And
like,
then
no. And the mother's like, you can stay. You'll stay, right?
yeah, but
But
before
she
that,
really wants him to
was it
stay.
before that or was it after
What, sorry?
Ollie saying that I'd feel guilty too if no, it was after that because Ollie then said I'd
Yeah.
feel guilty too if I was sniffing something the day someone died.
Yeah. Snitches on him.
Yeah, which
Yeah, yeah.
is
No, it was after that, yeah, because the mum's like, will you stay? And he's like, why is he still here?
yeah,
It's great. We get that little argument.
yeah,
Venetia just stays quiet for the entire thing, bless her soul. Then we get his funeral,
yeah.
which is great. So we get the funeral, it's nicely shot. They throw the stone into the river, like they say. They keep the family tradition going.
And then
Nice. And do you want to do the scene or do you want me to do it?
you do it. You do
Yes.
it.
So they like bury him and they all leave the grave except for Ollie. And I believe the scene was improvised.
It
I heard
was, yeah.
somewhere
I
it was
think it was,
improvised
yeah.
because he was just meant to stand over the grave. But Barry Keoghan strips down to nothing
But
and
ass naked.
fucks the grave. It
Wow.
This I was wrong before. This is the most uncomfortable scene in the film.
Yeah.
So it lasts. I don't know if it lasts long or if it just
Yeah.
feels long because how uncomfortable it is. I didn't check the time even on the rewatch, so I
It
don't want to
must be
know.
about like a minute of him
It feels like
just,
five. It feels like 5 minutes of him just
yeah.
going to town on the grave. I know it can't be 5 minutes because of the movie length,
I
but
wonder what the
oh my
director was thinking. Like,
God.
this man just stripped down naked and started like fucking the ground. But
Oh,
they kept it
they kept
rolling.
rolling. It's like
Who would do
Jesus.
that?
Someone who wanted to make the most uncomfortable film ever.
I know. If I was there, I'd just be there, just like mouth
What the
wide
fuck?
open in shock.
She probably was. She probably was, bless her, the director. But yeah,
Yeah.
we get the grave scene. It's so uncomfortable. It's shot on just one angle. It never cuts away from like just the wide shot of him standing over the grave, getting naked, fucking the grave.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable, but he's doing it because obviously he probably wanted to do it to Felix.
Yeah.
Let's not
But
get
he never
me
had the
wrong.
chance.
And so now that was his chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then is it this bath scene with Venetia next?
No, yes, yes, it is. Where
Yeah, I love it. It's all why is this film so uncomfortable? It's like the most
yeah,
that's the word I'd use to describe this film. The one word would be uncomfortable.
yeah.
Two words would be fantastically uncomfortable.
3 words would be
Be-
fucking incredibly
Incredibly
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Definitely, yeah, but it's so good, this film, man.
Yeah,
Can't get over it.
it's
But it's the bath scene, and he goes in, Venetia's having a little bath, and they have such a weird scene. She's clearly drunk
yeah,
or high or something. She's not in the right state of mind. She's like, "You're a little Spider-Man, Ollie."
but no, she
But
thinks
no,
he's a
then
moth.
she go, yeah, then he goes, "You're a moth." I'm right, aren't I?
Then
And he goes to leave, doesn't he? She pulls him
no,
back.
yeah, and then she smells Felix's cologne,
Mm,
and then they
yeah,
kiss,
they do. Yeah,
which sort of caught me off
it's
guard.
no, the sexual tension was there for the entire
Yeah,
thing. It was, that one was obvious was going to happen. That was another like bit in the maze where if they
yeah,
didn't kiss, it would have felt more weird because I think they
yeah,
should have kissed in the maze
yeah,
for some reason.
because she clearly still likes him, even though,
Yeah, after everything that's
yeah,
happened, there's still part of her that likes him, which is weird.
yeah, really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So the bath scene happens, and then the next morning,
We find out,
she killed herself.
yeah, womp
Well,
womp. Sorry,
it was like
that
it's just cuts to her dead in the bath.
that
Like
was a
it's
cold shot.
Yeah,
hold. It's like no
she's
one's
cut.
expecting it. It just pops
No,
up.
she's cut her wrist or something, and because the bath is filled with blood, and
Mhm.
she's dead.
Well,
She
we
just killed
late
herself.
spoiler alert. We later find later on we find out that
Yeah,
Ollie put razor
yeah,
blades next to the bath.
yeah. To like convince her to kill herself,
Yeah,
basically.
which
Yeah,
yeah.
it this is like where the family's fucked now, because it's like, oh, she has her funeral, right?
Yeah. Nothing really. I think from that
Happens at the
we
funeral.
only see the rock being thrown into the water from
So,
that.
yeah, 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 and her grave next to what Felix is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that happens, and then the dad asks Ollie to leave.
Yeah, pretty much. He
Basically says,
he's sort
"Check on
of I think he might be clocking on to what's
to
happening
Ollie's."
and he's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
scared that
He's next.
not he's scared that he's next or Elizabeth is next.
Yeah, definitely. So he doesn't he try to bribe him? It's like, how much money to
Yeah.
get you to leave?
We never actually
Ollie's
find
like,
out if he takes the bribe, but I think
yeah,
it's very because the next shot after that is I think it's Ollie walking out and then it cuts to Ollie with a pretty nice looking flat, I've got to say.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm
He's got
guessing he
that.
did
Well,
take a good chunk of money.
probably, yeah. I like the shot where he's walking out as well. It's all the servants just
Yeah,
watching him.
that servant just like waves. I
Yeah.
don't know if that was
So,
scripted or not, but I just found that funny.
and then it cuts to like it's a few years later, isn't it? The next
Yeah,
bit.
quite. It must
It's
be
like big
five
time
years
jump
later.
because he's in a coffee shop where he's just on his laptop and he reunites with the mother,
Elizabeth, yeah. And
Elizabeth.
then
Yeah.
we
We
find
find
out
out,
that James is dead. Sir James is dead.
bless.
Which, no, I'm not going to say it now.
And she's like, "Oh my God, you're all grown up. I've just got myself a nice flat."
In the area, Saltburn
Yeah,
seems so big. Now everyone's gone.
gone. Yeah, she doesn't want to stay there anymore.
No, but she still
Which is
has
fair.
it.
Yeah, she does. She still owns that estate, which is a big thing for the end of the film
Yeah. Then we
until the
cut.
last two scenes.
Yeah, then we cut to what's been going on, like sort of at random parts in the film. Barry Keegan talking
Yeah,
in this room. We don't know where he is, who's
he's just
around him.
talking. It cuts back to the opening, doesn't it? It's like, I loved Felix.
Yeah.
I wasn't in love with him, but I
But
loved him. It
yeah.
was hard not to love Felix.
Did you write this
Great
down?
monologue. No, no, I remember that monologue. I
Oh
loved
yeah.
it so much.
Yeah, it was good. And then
Um,
we find out that Elizabeth's on her deathbed, which I'm assuming is the doing of Ollie.
Holly, because then we find out it's not. It's more of a reveal than a twist.
Yeah,
It's like he put everything in this film into motion. He gave Felix his bike a flat tire, so when they'd
yeah.
first meet, we find out he put the razor blades next to the bath.
Oops,
He
sorry.
spiked Felix's drink with
Yeah,
poison or something to kill him.
yeah,
He sent the email off of Farley's phone.
yep.
Just everything in this. Did I miss anything there? Sorry.
Probably,
Oh,
but
and yeah, I did. The money in the wallet. He had money to pay for the drink.
yes. Yeah,
Faked it so Felix would like get closer to him.
yeah,
That he did all them things to say because he's like, I know how to work, unlike you. And this
yeah.
whole thing was like a big grand plan for him to
To
get that estate.
yeah, and get the money. You
Yeah,
know, Sir James is the only person who doesn't die on Ollie's hands.
he
We don't know
did. Yeah, yeah,
we don't know what happened to Farley.
yeah. No, Foley just kind of dips,
Yeah.
but all the estate was left to him
Yeah,
because he spent the last few years with the mum. Oh, we also find out he put himself in that coffee shop on purpose. He
yeah,
knew she lived in the area because we see a shot of him like typing on the laptop and he's typing nonsense.
yeah.
So it was all done on purpose, this entire thing.
Everything was just
And then he
all
pulls
put together.
all his plan, like he's like an evil mastermind kind of thing, which I'm not too big of a fan of
Aren't you?
because it's such a big thing. Like I get he's a lion manipulator, but really,
But what else? What else? How else could they have ended it?
yeah, I don't know how I
Realistically,
feel about on it. Realistically, yeah, I don't know how.
it's the only
I just like
real
it's the only
ending
kind
to
of
it.
bit that loses me. I still like it
Yeah,
because I love this entire film. It's just bit iffy for me. Just
yeah.
but anyway, he kills the mum. He pulls out her life support basically.
And then he tries to hug a dead body, which
Yeah,
still shows how fucking weird he is.
he's a weird human being.
Yeah.
And that's really where it ends. He gets to the estate, and then we get one last amazing scene. This was the
Amazing for
perfect way
some.
to. This was
Amazing
the
for some.
perfect way to end this film. All right,
Sure.
it's in the estate. He's
For
living
you,
there alone now.
maybe.
He's living there alone now, and "Murder on the Dance Floor" starts playing. Perfect song to end this film. good to early 2005, and Barry Keoghan just struts onto screen, butt ass naked, and starts dancing through the house, sniffing cocaine as he goes,
Yeah,
just dingling out and all, and he's just dancing and dancing. His plans worked. And then we get one last bit where we see like a toy he had in his room. It's like that little family show thing,
yeah.
and it's got all the rocks on it from all the family members.
Well, no,
So
it was
mum's,
it had all the family in there already, like the names. If
yeah,
you look, because
I did it. I
yeah,
didn't notice that.
on my third watching, I looked at it closely and I was like, huh, there's
The
Felix,
name, yeah, the names.
Venetia, yeah, the names of the
Yeah,
family
and then
members
he also put all the stones from the
on
river
top.
on
Yeah,
top, didn't he? Which must have taken a while to find, right?
not really because they were all thrown into one. Well, maybe with currents and shit, they might have gone a bit.
No, I'm not even thinking of currents. There's got to be more than one stone in that river, and they also said it started with his great grandfather.
Yeah, but
That's a lot of
yeah,
dead family members. That must have
yeah.
taken like a good like hour to
Well,
find them at least.
no, it didn't start with because he'd only done it for his dog. So I'm guessing that
No,
his
no, he did it for his. He said his grandfather started the tradition, but
yeah,
the only person Felix had have done for was his dog. But Murder on the Dance Floor plays. It's such a what the fuck ending to a what the
yeah.
fuck film. It works so well.
It was so
Um,
strange watching that in cinemas.
it was,
So
it
strange.
was a great experience. Off cinema was silent throughout this
Yeah,
entire film, basically. It's
just
so
like
good, especially
yeah,
the second half. In Wonder, and that's it. There's just Murder on the Dance Floor. He plays that, and it ends. I
yeah,
love this movie. Now we've talked about it properly. Oh,
incredible.
it's incredible.
I
Yeah, I
what?
hate it. I hate saying I love this
Yeah. Well, whilst we
because
were
I feel
watching it,
dirty.
I changed my letterbox review from a 4 to a 4.5.
I've changed mine. It's also a 4.5. I changed it last night after my second rewatch.
Yeah.
What was your letterbox review for it? Unless you don't know it, I don't know mine.
Mine
I
was
think it was just like
what
what
the
the.
actual fuck,
I think mine was something like that.
word for
I did
word.
find. I do want to just talk about letterbox reviews. I did find the most popular one on letterbox.
What was
I
it?
just want to give it a quick shout out. It was sometimes you have to bottom your way to the top. I love it. I love it. It's so good. But yeah, some other things about this film is it was given a 7.1 on IMDb.
Yep.
Solid. I would have given it a bit more. Every actor's amazing.
Yeah, really
Like
good.
they were all casted perfectly. And I think that's all I got. It was directed by Emerald Fennell. She'd only done two other movies before this.
Oh,
She also
really?
wrote and co-produced it.
Wow.
We went over who the other producer was.
Yeah,
Margaret Robbie.
Margaret Robbie.
What a
There
weird.
are a few.
There was a few producers. Those were just the main ones.
Yeah,
The set design was amazing. The soundtrack was great.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, overall, a fantastic film. Have you got
Oh
anything
wait,
you'd like to say before we finish up?
it got it got a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor.
Golden Globes, not Oscars.
No,
It
got
did get receive a lot of
BAFTA
awards for the Golden
Award
Globes.
for Best
Yeah.
Supporting Actress.
Yeah,
BAFTA
it got a lot
Award
of
for
awards.
Best Outstanding British Film.
No Oscars, really?
I know. Like, come
Not
on.
even a nomination. I wouldn't have expected it to win. Just
Yeah.
nominations.
Also, how is
It's
this
like,
film only 15?
is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
It's got to be an 18, right?
Nope.
Oh, I hate that. That doesn't sit right. But anyway, any final notes before I wrap this up?
I don't think so. No, I think we've established that it was a really good film.
We've gone through it. Yeah,
Established
we
that it
loved it.
was crazy,
Hmm.
weird, just mental.
Yeah, not a film for Max,
No.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
He could
no.
not deal with some of the subjects in this film.
He refused
Unfortunately,
to watch it. He
he also
refused to
refused to
watch
watch
it.
it. Basically, he's a very squeamish person, so it just
Yeah.
meant like the sight of throw up will get him done.
Well, next
The
week's should be a bit better for him as we are
yes,
doing Heat.
we also earlier mentioned our friend George. He
Yep.
loves the Heat more than anything, so he will be guest starring on the next week's episode. For when we do Heat, which
Which,
should be very fun.
yeah, the next episode will be very in depth with George.
Oh, definitely.
We hope.
It's gonna be, yeah, and we want to hope to see if you like him or not.
Yeah.
So we can make a few more guest appearances. There's something we're gonna start trying out.
Yeah.
We've also got another friend appearing us in a few weeks
But we'll
who
get
was
to
meant to
that.
be joining us for this episode,
Yeah,
and
but
then he had mic problems. Very sad.
yeah.
But yeah, so join us for next week when we do Heat. We also hope you're enjoying some of the short films we've been posting on the channel.
Yes.
Make Sense Productions is now a big part of this. So yeah, we hope you enjoy what's to come, both podcast wise and short film and other productions wise. So thank you all for listening. Ark, I'll let you say goodbye.
Thank you very much. goodbye, ciao for now, and we will see you next week in our episode on Heat.
Yeah, feels weird ending this without any Bean jokes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
ciao.